Law Abiding Biker Podcast, Episode 15. What is this?
Dude, what the hell is that?
Yeah, what is that?
I.
Yeah, you should change that.
That's ridiculous, dude.
That's better.
You like?
Yeah.
A little better.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
That's right. We got Lurch and Cuz in the house. Welcome all our bikeaholics out there. Welcome to another episode of the LAB podcast, where it is about bikeaholics helping other bikeaholics. Thank you for joining us. As Matt said, it is episode number 15. Super stoked, cranking these things out. We want to thank you for returning. And this, of course, will be another loaded episode, as they're all loaded. If you are a true bikeaholic, then this is the only prescribed therapy that you will need. This podcast, who's it for? Cuz?
The 99 percenters, baby.
That's right, the motorcycle majority, 99 percenters. We cover everything for the law-abiding biker here. So look no further. It is unnecessary. So if you think you can handle it, mount up.
Just plain dumb, too, if you look further.
Yeah, you don't need to look.
Yeah.
You have found it. You have made the journey here. Mount up. Come along with us for another wild-ass ride. That's right, folks. Welcome back. This is Ryan Erlacher, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
High-tech redneck.
That is Cuz in the house.
Hey, Ryan, speaking of loaded.
Did you turn your phone off?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Hey, speaking of loaded, dude, this firewater's tasting kind of tasty tonight.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Dinner was good.
Dinner was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was tasty.
That is in his corner, in the
Franks and beans.
in the corner, weighing in at
250.
never mind.
No, come on now, dude. 250?
Was I a little short?
A little long.
That is
250.
the one and only Lurch. So welcome, guys. Glad to be back in the lab, in the studio. Always good to get back on the mic here. What has been going on? Give me something. Give me something new. Something cool.
I brewed up a little something special this afternoon.
Whoa, buddy.
It was good.
Did you like that? Mm-hmm. A little concoction called apple pie.
Is it legal?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right.
In Washington.
Who cares? It's freaking good.
It was good. I'm not going to lie.
I could not get the liquor in Washington. Washington doesn't sell it. I had to go down to Oregon when we're on vacation and picked up a half gallon of 190 proof grain alcohol. Don't ever try to even taste it. Don't even smell it. It hurts.
I have, and it burns your entire, right down to your toes.
It's ridiculous. But with apple pie, you use a gallon of apple juice, a gallon of apple cider, a cup and a half of sugar, and 6 cinnamon sticks.
What kind of apple juice?
Well, I used,
like at the store or what?
Yeah.
No.
I used
Treetop, buddy.
Treetop.
Hello,
That's
Northwest.
Yakima, Washington. Got the Treetop here and use the Treetop apple juice, apple cider, sugar, cinnamon sticks. Then you get that boiling, get that to a good boil, and once it's all mixed together, you let it cool down to room temperature. Then you add about 4 cups of Everclear or 190 proof grain alcohol in there, and tastes just like Mama's apple pie with a little bit of kick.
Hey, Matt, did you see that? He tried to scoot that chair forward, but his feet don't hit the ground.
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to scooch your chair forward when you can't touch the ground.
It's just how I got to sit. It was good.
Yeah, that was just a little
delicious.
taste. Yeah. Your wife, she enjoyed that. She said, "Ooh, that's my kind of thing."
She did. I did not even know there was Everclear in it. I'm not sure that's how we should start podcasts, but
Well, it was just a little small taste.
Well, I'm pretty happy because I had a
go ahead.
I had a bottle that I brought over to his house when I was doing my 28-day hiatus, and so I showed
27
up.
and a half.
Yeah.
Well, whatever, you know. So
I think it's about 24 days.
So I showed up to Matt's house finally, you know, and I decided, okay,
Looking for his
yeah,
quart of-
where's my apple pie? So I go in the refrigerator. There's probably 2 sips left.
I didn't drink it all.
No,
Mike and my neighbors Mike and Bill helped me with it.
they drank my apple pie. But he was nice enough to leave me like 2 swigs.
But I brewed another batch. I filled that jar back up, and I got more for you.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
And you left me a jar. That's so nice of you, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I brought you over a little pint. I got I made about 16 pints out of that batch. So if you enjoy that, let me know. I'll get you another one.
Straight danger.
Yeah, it is. I would.
It's a sipper. You don't. I mean, it's not.
The problem is, I would kind of want to put it in a glass with ice, and then by the time you drank it,
you're on your lips.
Yeah, dude, you're just.
You could, but I'd use a small glass, fill it full of ice, and sip it gingerly.
Yeah, you'd be doing the applesauce crawl.
I am right now. I want to. Yeah.
Hey. Oh, by the way.
Yes.
I think this is what you're gonna say. Are you gonna put out a little thing saying, "Hey, we're on the."
Dude, you are all over it.
We're podcasting right now, since we royally screwed up last time. And
yes.
Didn't check it.
Yeah, we're recording 2 podcasts is what I'm writing now. Oh, I gotta sign in.
It's kind of warm in here.
Well, it has been warm out, but you know what?
Finally got a break. It's a little cooler today, and it has been. It's been up in around 100.
I'm a fat guy though, I get hot.
Yeah, it's only
hotter than 2 rats humping in a wool sock.
It's around 90, wasn't it?
You and your sayings, dude. It was 90 today. We got some people on here. What we're talking about here, guys, is before we.
It's only going to be 75 on Friday.
That's awesome.
Dude, 75 on Friday.
How does that happen?
It's my birthday.
Your birthday.
Yeah.
One more year. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to be 40.
I'll be old.
Fart and dust.
I'm just logging in. But we do have, what I'm talking about while I'm logging in here, is we have on lawabidingbiker.com a chat at the very bottom right-hand corner of the website.
I've seen it.
Yes. See if I can get my password right here.
Is it?
I should be prepared and do this ahead of time. But
is it Oompa Loompa 12?
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm signed in, and basically what we have here is the easiest way. I'm pasting it right now. So what I did is I said that, hey, this is Ryan, we're recording 2 podcasts right now. So what I'm trying to do, because we're going to do 2 episodes back-to-back tonight, 15 and 16. This is 15. I send out, if you are not hooked up with us on Facebook, it is Facebook. Just look up Law Abiding Biker, and you can like that page. I don't put out a bunch of junk like some pages. Usually what I put out is pretty cool here and there. It's not going to overwhelm you. And also on Twitter, which is also twitter.com/lawabidingbiker.com. And you can those are the best 2 ways to get updates. And I usually the morning of when we're going to pump out 2 podcasts, in the chat room on lawabidingbiker.com, I put out a couple messages on our social media platforms, basically saying we're going to be recording 2 episodes, and from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. We will be on there, and Pacific Standard Time, and we will be on there. And if you want to chat or you have questions, I'll have this website up, and I'll be watching, because you really could curb the show, really. If you ask a question, we might just pause and change what we're doing the show about, because we do want to, we have lots of content, but we want, obviously, to do what you guys want. So there are some people on here. You got anything on that, Matt?
No, I was just going to say that's how I actually found out the last episode was released. I got my little Twitter deal and flipped over to the iTunes and listened to it.
True.
Stitcher. I listened to it on Stitcher.
Did you get Stitcher on
I got
there?
Stitcher.
About time he did something.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not all high-techy.
How's Stitcher work for you? Well, we use...
I like it.
Yeah, Stitcher Radio is
good.
on Android. It's on...
There's a lot of crap on there, too, but I like Stitcher.
Yeah, it works good. And it's on iPhone platform. It's on Android platform. Obviously on your Mac or PC, but Stitcher works pretty good for a podcast catcher.
I like it.
Is what it's called. iTunes works the best if you have an iPhone, but Stitcher is good for other platforms. So
You guys are going to shame me into a friggin' iPhone, aren't you?
You know, listen, I really did not want to do it just because Apple people can be kind of snobby. I mean, they really
Snobby and neurotic.
Yeah, they like their products. But I had an iPod, my iPod, and then I started thinking, you know what? After playing with Ryan's iPhone a little bit.
What?
Settle down. I thought, I could have a decent, really good phone. I mean, not phone, camera. I can have all my music and my phone all in one thing.
My camera's just as good, ladies.
I know, but you don't have all your iTunes on there. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
See what I'm saying?
I got free downloads, though.
Whatever. I'm telling you, I got all my stuff.
You guys have to pay for yours.
Yeah, that's the proper thing to do. But I've got all my stuff in one spot.
I pay for mine when I pay for unlimited data.
Dude, whatever. You're like talking to that wall behind you.
Dude, I'm not a conformer like you. Sorry that
No, actually you are.
Sorry you broke in.
No, actually you are, because the majority of the people have Androids.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You are a conformer. Boom. Anyways, Ryan.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm chatting with people on the website, but
what are you saying?
Well, a couple people. We've got a guest here. Do you have any videos? I would just want to say our video, believe it or not, we're getting a ton of hits out there on on the maintenance video we put out. I crap you not, 30,000 views. As of today, I checked it right before the podcast. I'm dealing with daily emails on that, daily comments.
You're costing me money.
I'm not costing you anything, man. The people that are going to bring their bikes are going to bring their bikes either way. But, 30,000 hits on that. That lawabidingbiker.com/maintenance. It's a YouTube video, and it walks you step by step without skipping any steps on how to do maintenance on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. And this guy asks here on chat, do you have any videos on 2000? Oh, because we did a rear tire too. So /rear tire is the other video. And he asked, do you have any videos on a 2000 Road King rear tire removal? It's a little different. And I don't think we have any Road Kings right now in our immediate people that we know.
A 2000 Road King is actually a little bit easier than what you guys did on your video. It's
not maintenance. He's talking about a rear tire removal.
Right.
Okay.
You actually get charged more for doing one of the rear tires on our bikes as opposed to 2000 Road King.
Well, that's good to know. If we,
I'll sneak a camera in and start taking some videos of the technicians.
Well, doesn't Popeye have a Road King? Is that a Road King? What's he got?
Popeye's got a Softail.
No, really?
Springer.
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
Springer Softail.
I guess I haven't looked at it that close.
No, you haven't, apparently.
He's churched it up quite a bit.
So
it's because he's very churchy.
I'm just telling him there's no Road King video. Here's another. So we don't have a Road King. If we do get one in the club, we'll do a video on that.
Yeah. We'll take it off just for fun.
I'll just borrow one from work and we'll do one.
Oh, here's cool. Mark, who do you have with you tonight? Cuz, Lurch, LD? Cuz, and I responded to him.
LD might make an appearance later.
LD may make an appearance. And then Chuck, just watch your YouTube video on maintenance. Great job, guys. Thanks. And that's the kind of stuff we're getting back. So, yeah, awesome, guys. So keep the chats coming, and we will move into a little bit of business. Not a ton. I just want to, I guess we explained that. I would like, because I always do, and I want to thank, as you guys know and I've explained many times, this podcast we're not making any money off of right now. Got a ton of money invested. We got videos, blogs, and of course the podcast. So, right now we are taking donations. If you go to lawabidingbiker.com, you can hit the donation. Of course, don't forget we have all the banner ads up there. Dakota Shields. Don't forget about the breathalyzer, the Alco Hawk. Our club has one. If you hit ATV, Rocky Mountain ATV, MC, all that good stuff. If you go through those banners and do buy motorcycle stuff or Dennis Kirk or anything, just look around our site. You'll get a deal and we get a little kickback. But also people, which is very, very humbling, have been leaving donations.
Right on.
So I want to really quickly thank, this is, and I always ask permission if I use first and last name.
Right.
So I did ask permission from this individual, but we want to thank Victor, and I believe it's Matthias, Mattihias.
Yes.
Matthias. Okay. I think I said it right. Victor Matthias from Hampton, Georgia.
Holy
Georgia.
cow.
Yes. And he writes,
Georgia.
Ryan Erlacher, I did not donate for a mention of my name. However, feel free. I really appreciated your videos. Very informative and straight up. I plan on viewing your site regularly. I will also pass it on to all my other writers pass it on to other writers. Ride peace and love, Victor. Thank you, Victor Matthias from Hampton, Georgia, for your donation.
Thanks, Vic.
Love.
Yep. So that's awesome. So I like to throw that out there. We've got people listening over, and really, if you guys like this, please pass it on, word of mouth, and pass it via social media, Twitter, Facebook, email people. It's all free right now, and we're here. Got a free platform going for you. So yeah, awesome. So that's one, and I'll on another episode we'll do another one. Let's do a quick. So one of the things I want to talk about is a quick this. Stupid show, Warlocks Rising. Follow up, dude. Did you?
If you're looking for an update, I have none. I still haven't watched it. I
Negative.
don't care to.
Will not.
I gave you everything I had last time.
Guest on here wrote, joining law-abiding biker is Tank.
Huh?
That's what they said. Tank must be. It's a guest. Abby joining is Tank.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right,
That's
yeah.
the nickname. Okay.
Yeah.
AKA.
Right.
Tank.
So
Must be a big dude.
So neither of you guys watch it.
That's kind of like a tall guy named Tiny. You never know.
That's true.
How are you going to do a podcast, dude, if you don't even watch like a half hour of it?
I can't do it.
We told you that we were not going to waste
then
our
I'm gonna
lives
do-
watching
then
that.
You tell us about it.
All right.
You watched it, I think.
I did. I watched.
Of course he did.
I watched one more episode,
Okay.
and I recorded it. So I DVR'd it. And I'm just going to tell you, even for the podcast, I'm not watching it ever again. Not even for this podcast, dude, because it's so stupid that it's not. I don't even think I could find anything interesting to talk about it. It's as bad as The Devil's Right, if not worse, dude.
Yeah.
They need to just stop.
It's retarded.
They need to stop.
Yeah, it's absolutely retarded, dude.
They were better.
I just watch it and I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me, dude. It's so staged, and they got these guys, and dude, they got these guns, and then they shoot, and it like smokes like a black powder gun because it's a freaking fake gun. You know, normal people don't know that, but I'm like, guns don't smoke like that, bro. It's just so
They do if you burn your
such a
skin
sellout.
They do if they burn your skin in your sweatshirt you're wearing.
Yeah, and then they have some explosion, dude, and it's they were doing some moonshine thing, and he shoots a still and it blows up, dude.
Oh, dude.
It's so Hollywood, because you know how they do that on
Dukes of
Sons
Hazzard.
of Guns and all that.
Actually, Dukes of Hazzard, if you go all the way back to the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of crap they were doing on Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, but you know how Discovery, like Sons of Guns,
They're so original.
Yeah.
you know, they do all that, and we know that because Sons of
Guns.
Guns, you know
Yeah.
that it's
Oh,
set
yeah.
up. They go, hey, you
Well, they
want-
put tannerite and stuff
Right.
in there that legit blows.
but that's what they did.
They should probably
Dude,
talk
'cause
to Matt about their moonshining.
A still wouldn't blow.
Oh no, dude, it blew like Hollywood, dude. I was like, it's so retarded.
That's ridiculous. It's brass. It's made out of brass.
Yeah.
You shoot a bullet through brass. You think it's going to spark? Hell no,
Yeah.
it's not. You're just going to lose your goods.
It's so staged.
That's
and then
just-
there's
that's
some
just
guys
stupid. That's
there's
just
some
dumb.
guys honking at him, and somebody in a cage
Still.
honking at him, and they're all like flipping them off. And then, dude, it's Discovery people. It's Discovery people trying to make them
Can I make a plea to Discovery?
yeah.
Just go
Stop.
back to following the biker builders. That
Yes.
was entertaining. Find us some small, hardly known biker builders and show us some new bikes and follow that. That was good times. I
I
When they
agree.
did Indian
Hey, you're more than
Larry-
welcome to follow us if you'd like.
Well, we don't build bikes, but
No, you follow us though.
Yeah, we do
yeah,
all
but you
kinds
can
of stuff.
follow us.
We work on bikes and put tutorials out.
Yeah. I was too busy watching Fast and Loud. That's a much better show than
Yep. Or Naked and Afraid.
Oh, Naked and Afraid.
That's a good
hilarious,
show.
dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah,
That's
it's funny.
funny.
It's
Funny
a good
stuff.
show.
Could you survive 21 days naked and afraid?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can survive naked.
You're not in Jamaica.
Not afraid though.
You're not in Jamaica on a beach, man. They put you in like Panama. The last one I saw, I think it was the last episode.
I can get her
they were in
done.
Louisiana in a swamp. They had to do a swamp foot, and
The Marine Corps taught me to survive in all climates, buddy.
yeah, you ate toilet paper.
Yes, I did. I was hungry.
He's a fat boy, man. He ate all his food.
I
He's
was
down to
friggin'
his
hungry.
toilet paper. He ate
It's
the toilet paper.
Tell me it was fresh toilet paper.
It was fresh toilet paper
Okay.
out of my MRE.
So when the Crucible was over and
Yeah.
you got back to your hero's breakfast, you saw some of those little skinny bastards pulling MREs out of their backpack. Did you want to kill them?
I was so freaking pissed, dude. I wanted to eat them. I wanted to bite their freaking heads off.
Teamwork.
Put them back at
Teamwork.
them.
They
Yeah.
should have shared
Yeah.
with this big boy.
Yeah. I was not happy about it.
Dude, you ate toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
Dude's committed
dude,
crime.
One of the funniest things he told me, he goes, I was walking along and I see this Jolly Rancher. It's like
I wasn't even sure if it was a Jolly
broken.
Rancher. I just saw something shiny.
And it was in a tank track. And I reached down and I blew it off and I ate it. It was the best Jolly Rancher I ever
Wow.
had.
While we were on a forced march, I saw it and I down snagged him like, that's a Jolly Rancher. Oh, buddy.
Dude, that's awesome.
God, that was so good. Well, the Crucible, it was 3 days.
Well, you're sidetracking.
It was 3 days. We got 2.5 meals and like 5 hours of sleep and something like 56 obstacles. It was intense. And those little guys that had food left, yes, I wanted to
Hurt them.
break their arms. However, on the Warriors breakfast, I ate so much food I could not lean forward to clean my rifle.
So, Warlocks.
I have nothing more on him.
Not
Done.
going to watch it.
No. And I just did it because I wanted to give it a fair chance to see. But there are some things on the podcast that are worth talking about, and people want. I can't. I don't even think that's good content.
Yeah, we
And-
may not necessarily endorse it or whatnot, but it's
no.
still motorcycle related, and this is a motorcycle related show, and so we're going to talk about it.
Exactly. So I don't think you'll hear me talk about it again. I literally, it's that bad that I can't watch it or find anything constructive to talk about besides what I just said.
Well, we appreciate that.
I'll take your word for it.
Absolute, ridiculous and sellouts. All right, let's get into the main topic of our show, which is really, really cool. And we have a voicemail, and I'll play it here in a moment. Dawn from Tempest Riders Kill Switch.
Kill Switch.
Which is an awesome nickname and a funny story. It's not.
It is. But dude, it scares me still. I'm still scared.
Yeah.
Say Kill Switch.
I remember when we were starting our club and we had our Facebook page going, and we were all sharing the duties of going through and vetting out the people that wanted to be our friends. And I saw Kill Switch.
Yeah.
And I had to do some digging and some research to see whether or not to allow him to be one of our friends on our club Facebook, because that's kind of the picture and the name made me wonder what he was up to. But legit, good dude.
He is. He needs a proper introduction.
Yeah.
Right here. Don Kill Switch from the Tempest Riders RC. But he's been a big supporter of ours.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yeah. And anyways, episode 8, lawabidingbiker.com/08. You can hear us interview the Tempest Riders, and Don is their PIO. Anyways,
We need to meet him at the Acropolis.
which is public. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Public information officer, for those that don't
Correct.
know what PIO is.
Well, then it's his responsibility to inform the public about good steaks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
At the Acropolis.
He should probably, he's probably already tested them. But anyways,
Possibility.
I just want to say, Don, I know you're listening, and we really appreciate your support. And he left us, I had put out a challenge to everybody, and the challenge is that we have had some interest in having basically a 5 to 6. We've already started to outline it a little bit. 5 to 6 episode outline on how the Sworn Few MC, which is obviously our club, how we started from scratch, from the ground up, from nothing, and created a club. Everything we've gone through, everything we're going through. So I'm going to count his voicemail as one of those. So we need 7. But I'm going to count his. But I want to actually use it today. We're not actually starting the series. We're not actually starting the series on the 5 or 6 part club series on how we started our club. We do want to get to that, but we want to make sure it's something that you guys actually want to hear on the podcast. So I do need 7 more voicemails. However, I'm going to use Don's.
Can I send you one?
No, that does not count.
No.
We want to use Don's because his voicemail will count, but it's really more specific about something we can talk about, not necessarily starting a club, but whether some issues we had or not. So, and it's good content, really good message, and I think it's really good content. And I obviously want to answer questions. So we do need 7 more voicemails. lawabidingbiker.com. Go to the contact page, leave a voicemail. It's super easy. Also, I'm putting out vlogs now.
Video log.
That a boy, dude. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
this beautiful face is not just a hat rack. There's a brain
Straight
in here.
up, dude. And I put.
Dude, look at that Cro-Magnon. Of course, there's a braid in there.
He did not know
gotta
what a vlog was.
Got to be something.
Of course he did.
No, hell no, dude. He had no frickin' clue what a vlog was over there.
I know what a jackass is, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one.
And So I put out a vlog, and I'm going to be putting those out. And the easiest way to find those is obviously YouTube, Scrappy587, or you can just go to lawabidingbiker.com/vlog, VLOG01.
Is that like a voicemail blog?
It's just a video blog.
Video log.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like a blog, but it's in video format. So again, our website /VLOG01, and you can see that, and I basically explain what we're trying to do, the voicemails we're trying to do, and all that. And of course, the next vlog I do will be /vlog02. And all the podcasts are just by number 010203. So that's how you can easily look up stuff on our site. But anyways, Don sent, it's going to be our main content today. And he asked a 2-part question. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to go ahead and play that voicemail.
Play it, son.
You guys ready for that?
Play it, son.
All right. And again, if you want to hear the episode 8 is when we actually interviewed Don Killswitch and their clubs. So here we go. Do you want me to play the whole message and listen to both questions? Do you want me to stop it out at the first question, talk about that?
Let's stop it at the first question, answer that, and then answer the second one.
Okay, sounds good.
Is it 2 questions?
It's a 2-part, 2-pronged question. Dude, you're done.
I think it's legitimately 2 separate questions.
I think so.
Yeah, it is.
Go.
All right, here we go.
Hey, this is Don with the Tempest Riders. Just got done listening to your episode 13 of the podcast, where you wanted to know wanted us to call and ask questions about starting a club. The question I had for you is a 2-part question. The first part is, when you started the Sworn Few, were you contacted by any of the 1% clubs in your area? I know that when we started the Tempest Riders, almost immediately we were contacted by the local dominant 1% club in our area, wanting to know who we were and what we were about. If that happened, how did you guys handle that situation?
All right, that is the first part of his question, and then we will answer that, and we will get the second prong of his question. Matt, do you want to
Go ahead, VP.
I guess I would see maybe as a riding club being approached by a 1% club, trying to see what that riding club was about. With our club, we wanted it to scream law enforcement. We put a solo LE patch on, which another club that we had looked at in the beginning was doing. We liked what we saw there, and we wanted it to be obvious what we were about, and so we decided to do that as well. So we don't have an MC. We just have the LE patch. And then we used artistry that was very indicative of law enforcement or even military maybe, but it's got the skull. We've got a badge like you would see on a deputy's badge or maybe a state trooper's badge. We use that star for the eyes on the skull. And then we had some crossed Peacemaker pistols on there.
Peacekeepers.
Yeah, Peacekeepers.
Thank you. What did I say?
Peacemakers.
Oh, they are Peacemaker pistols.
Peacemaker
Sorry,
pistols.
we call our center guy the Peacekeeper.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
sorry, I mixed it up.
Yes,
That's my bad. My
they're
bad.
Peacemakers.
Let me buzz myself on that one.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
About
and
time.
Then with the,
I think we need a buzz button.
And then with
You ain't getting
Sworn,
nothing. Sorry.
with Sworn Few, it's pretty obvious that it's LE. And Ed being part of our club, with him working down Owens, there was some interest and some questions made to him, and it was pretty
Which
obvious.
Owens had just explained to the audience that maybe tuning in is
go
a
ahead.
Harley-Davidson dealership
right
in our local area.
And so obviously Ed working at a Harley-Davidson dealerships got a lot of people that come through the doors, and the word got out pretty quick about our club. But it's obvious that we're law enforcement. So I will say that I in particular have not been contacted by any 1% club. How about you, Ryan?
Well, I'm just looking. Hang on. We're doing good. Okay, I have, and maybe Ed, do you have anything huge? I'm going to bring up some issues. And
I've been contacted.
Okay.
I've also witnessed people looking at our page quite a bit.
That's a good point because that's what I want to get into.
Trying to be sneaky about it. Kind of.
Page, you mean our web page?
Our web page, our club web page, and I've caught a little bit of flack because I do run into a number of people, and I've been questioned about the fact that I'm wearing a 3-piece law enforcement patch, and I explained the situation, and I live by the same values, and I used to be in law enforcement, and I was in the Marine Corps, and I was a honorary member with the Blue Knights for a number of years, and probably did more than a number of other people.
You're one of our most active members, and so we felt it was right to bring you over. And Ed will be the one and only non-sworn officer or non-sworn individual in our club.
Yeah, he's a founding father.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I try to keep it simple. I kind of let them know that that the patch is kind of like my dress blues when I was in the Marine Corps. If you don't like me wearing it, hey, sorry about that, but it's mine, and I'm going to wear it, and I'm proud of it, and nobody's going to take it.
I want to say that, Don's question, and I have no idea how they handled it. It maybe me and Don communicate here and there on Facebook. Maybe we'll do another interview because I'm curious how they handled it.
Yeah, me too.
But I'll tell you how we'll handle it if it ever came up, because I already have.
Walk away.
Well, I have, I as president, I have things that I think about, and how and certain things are going to be handled within the club, and VP and and Tresh.
I think we're on the same page.
We are.
We've talked about it.
Mm-hmm, we are. If that were to ever happen, I want to say that these guys didn't contact Ed. I think it's fair to say it wasn't a derogatory contact questioning you. It was just they were curious. Is that fair?
One guy expressed concern about my safety.
Yeah, but he's not a 1%er.
Well,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
The question was any 1%ers. Yeah, that's just another guy that had a question about it, but he is not technically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm saying
he belongs to a club, but not a 1% club.
Right. He belongs to a club, but not a 1% club. So I kind of want to stick to 1% clubs. The question.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah, and that's what I want to say. It was never a 1%er contacting Ed. People were generally curious that were in other clubs, but not the typical 1% club, so to speak. So I want to make sure that's clear. And what Ed brought up is a very important point. And let me start by telling you how I would handle it. Whether it was, first of all, if it was by email, I absolutely wouldn't answer the email because I don't answer to 1%ers.
Delete.
Okay, delete. I don't. Yeah, and here's the problem I see. And I don't know how they did it over there, Tempest Riders, and I'm not telling you the way that I do it or that I would choose to do it is the exact way, but it's the way our clubs will do it, and we're all on the same page on that. And that is, we're not going to respond. I have no interest. And here's the problem with responding is we are a law enforcement club, and our world is so different than a 1%er's world. I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want to be around them. I don't support them. I don't care about them. And when I'm off, I ride to ride. If I have to deal with them at work, that's different. Obviously, if this is your first time tuning in, me and Lurch are, law enforcement officers. That's a whole different deal on duty. When we're off, we're off. Okay. And my problem is with any sort of legit law-abiding biker club actually responding in any way to a request from a 1%er is we're basically legitimizing their world. I basically blank their world out. I don't care about their world. And so by me responding in any way is legitimizing that they somehow have some sort of clout or their
authority.
Or some sort of territory. And we're so 100% different. And so that would be my problem with any law.
We don't want any territory.
It's not about that.
I know, that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
We're not.
No.
That's not our goal. We're not planning on doing anything other than abiding by the law and riding together and promoting good times.
Yeah, Washington on the bottom of my cut just tells you where I'm from. Period.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Yep. And so that would be my caution to clubs that are starting that may get a request is my suggestion, and this is just my suggestion, I think you would agree, is absolutely don't legitimize their world. And by doing that, you separate yourself because, like I say, you're you're telling them, you're responding to them, so they think that their world exists, and I'm not going to give them anything of me as far as that goes. They're not a spot in my mind. So, so number one is, if I ever did get an email, I would just laugh and delete it, because it's not going to get responded to. Number two, if I was at an event, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
If I ended up at an event, where there was, which we have, both support clubs of 1%ers, and, I'm not going, if a 1%er comes up to talk to me, it's not going to last but about a second. I'm going to say, sorry, bro. With all due respect, I don't hang around with 1%ers. Bye. And I'm leaving. I'm turning around. And
that was about 6 seconds.
Yeah. I'm not going to be seen with them. I don't like their world. I don't agree with it. It's completely against what I stand for as a law enforcement officer. I don't want, and we all know that a lot of 1%er clubs will try to get pictures with law enforcement clubs, and they'll do it sneakily like that, where they come up and be nice. Hey, how you doing? And somebody snaps a shot, and then it ends up on the internet, and they say that cops were hanging out with OMGs, and it's just not the case. I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. I don't want to be around them. It's against our policies at most police departments to hang out with felons, to hang out with that culture. And so it's going to be real simple. I'm going to do it courtesy. I'm not going to be a jerk, but it's going to be, sorry, bro. I don't talk to people like you, and bye.
Exactly.
And they know who we are because we wear that LE.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it is, they do try to do that sneakily, come up and get a picture with you, but you could be at a stoplight in your personal vehicle with no, law enforcement motorcycle club regalia on, and somebody could pull up next to you and you don't know who that person is. It could be a felon. It doesn't mean you're interacting with that person. So just because somebody walks up to you next to you in an event and a picture's taken doesn't mean you were even interacting with that person. So we've decided, and I think we're moving into this.
Yeah, please do.
Is that we're just going to avoid those type of events because we don't want that picture getting taken. There's a lot of events that are a lot of fun, but OMGs and 1%ers in particular show up to those events, and we know that, so we're just not going to go. We've made that decision. This club is about brotherhood, and it's about riding and getting together and riding. So instead of driving downtown and going to an event and drinking some beer and just standing around, we're going to get on our bikes and ride. We're going to get out of town. So the best thing for us is just to avoid that situation.
And obviously we have plans on going to Sturgis, and those type of clubs will be there, but we will not be wearing our cuts.
Right.
We won't take the chance of our cut being mixed up.
Yeah. We'll wear it on the ride.
Other stuff.
When we get there, if I've heard that some places won't allow colors at all, and I heard even Sturgis in the next few years could go no colors. But if we're going somewhere where we know that there's going to be possibility, if we know we're probably not going to go, if there's a possibility like a place like Sturgis, there's a good possibility there could be some 1% clubs there. We're not going to wear a cut into that event. Well, it's not because I'm scared.
Right.
I do a job every day that's dangerous, so I might not make it home.
Right.
You think I'm really scared to stand next to 1% guy or in the same place? No. But I don't want that interaction between the two clubs, even if it's not interaction. It's just me and some other guy, and we're standing in line to get hamburgers, and somebody takes a picture, and now everybody's just going to assume. And what happens when you assume? You
Makes an ass out of you.
Yep.
Not me. And so
assumption is the mother of all ups.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we're not going to, I guess, an easy way to say that is
summarize.
We're not willing to degrade our, I love it.
We're not willing to degrade our cut.
We're not going to degrade our brand. We're not going to degrade our cut. Like Matt says, I'll walk in, and we have. We sometimes it happens. We're at a motorcycle, you're going to end up, but we don't have any problems with 1%ers. We stay away from them.
I have interaction with them daily.
Right. We stay away from them, and in this local area, we stay away from them. They stay away from us. We don't have it. When we're off, we're riding. But I guess, and that's why. And there was a local event recently, and it was it used to be a really cool event, and it turned out to be a really crappy event now. And I'm not going to name the name of it. I
think it might maybe possibly turn out to be cool again, because they might.
That was the one.
I heard a story. Yeah, I heard a story about them maybe instituting the no colors, law at their event, and we know well enough that those clubs do not ride without their colors on.
So they'll just go.
They won't be there.
Thank God, and they'll lose less than 1% of their business.
Yeah.
Because they're losing good business to good people.
Yeah.
Because it was, and again, here it is. We know that the event turned crappy, and it was drawing a lot of criminals, and everybody knows 1%ers are very proud of that. That's not talking derogatory. They're proud. They're 1% lifestyle. That's what they do.
That's why they put it on their cuts.
That's why they put it on their vests. And so it was club orders that none of us were going to attend. And now I wouldn't have cared if somebody wanted to attend without a cut, go for it. But it was a club order. Our cuts aren't going in there, period. And they didn't, because we're not going to. Here's my other deal. Even without my cut, I guess, or whatever, forget it whether it's cut or not cut, but it's not a relaxing time for me to be around felons.
No.
Sorry. That's not my life. I'm around felons enough at work,
right,
putting them in jail. I really don't want to, like you said, and you alluded to, a relaxing time with my brothers and the Sworn Few MC is a ride. It's a nice, quiet place where we can talk. It's a barbecue. It's more about the riding. I don't want to get off duty and be surrounded by dirt bags and felons.
No.
It's just, it's not fun to me.
No.
It's not
and
a fun
most
time.
of us have, and you said it earlier, most of us in law enforcement have policies that say that we will not
right
hang out with felons. So if I know there's going to be turds there, I'm not going to go.
Yep. It's just not fun, and there's criminals everywhere, but
sure.
It's
the
1% when you know,
right, you legitimately know
Yeah.
there's going to be some felons there.
Right.
Why would you go?
Exactly.
You can't.
No.
So we don't.
Nor do we want to.
And of course we're going to go to Sturgis and stuff, and of course but 99% of the people there are good, law-abiding bikers. That's what this
a public
podcast,
event.
Exactly.
You can't. I mean, you can't expect to.
The event
go
we're
there
talking
and not
about
run
was
into
a
somebody.
small event,
And our cut that we designed, we care about, we love. We will not bring it around that toilet.
Yep. I don't have a toilet sound ride. Play it.
Yeah, just to say it, just
to say it again.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's a very good question, and so I guess in summary on that question is, number one, absolutely, I will never answer them. I don't care if they left a voicemail. I don't care if they left an email. I don't care if it was wherever. If they were Facebook, they'd be immediately deleted. I will never give a response to any question from any felony club like that.
And don't go where you know they're going to be. Don't go
Right.
to the bar where they hang out.
Exactly.
Don't go to the events where they hang out.
Separate yourself.
Get on your bike and ride. Don't just ride 20 minutes to the local bar and sit around and play biker. Be a biker and ride.
We know our community. We know where they hang out.
Yeah.
We're not going to those bars.
Yeah, why would
and we usually end up here at my house at a nice, fun place where we can relax.
We know that they don't like the fact that we're wearing a 3-piece patch and an LE cube on there. We know that. So why would we purposely go into that environment? You're just trying to stir stuff up, and we don't want to stir stuff up. We just stay away from it.
Yep.
Here was my response to someone that is in a club. It's not, they don't even wear a 3-piece patch, but his question to me was, did you guys ask permission? And I said, permission to who? He said, the local OMG club. I said, no, we did not.
Why would we?
Did you say?
I said, yeah.
Negative.
I said, other than myself, I said, the guys in my club are law enforcement officials. You want them to go and ask permission to wear something from some felons? I said, that'll happen when hell freezes over and, freaking Satan craps, icicles. It just ain't going to happen, and I didn't quite say it like that, but, I'm like, no, that's just not going to happen. And as far as me wearing it, I'm absolutely proud and honored to be part of this club, and nobody's going to tell me what I can or cannot wear.
Boom. And I know what the next half of this voicemail is because you sent it to me.
But we're going to play it for the...
Yeah, we can play it.
Let's do that because I think we're right at the point where we can transition to it nicely before we...
And remind me...
And I'm getting a little fired up, so...
That's good. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. We are very passionate about what we created and what we are continuing to create, and we are proud of it. Very, very proud to put those cuts on our back, and we're not going to ruin it for something stupid. So I'm trying to think of part 2 of the question. I think... I'm going to make a note. I'm going to play part 2 of the question, But hang on a sec. I got to make myself a note because you alluded to it earlier, Matt. And
Okay.
All right, I got it written down with my pen that's not working. Okay.
You guys are using some big words. I'm just a simple man.
Yeah.
Right, Rob?
Oh, dude, is it time for a little break? Oh, yeah. Feel it. All right, enough of that. All right, let's play the second prong. So anyways, Don, I hope that answered the first part of your question. And again, please don't take, or anybody else, clubs that have started, because I know it does happen. Because we got asked a question, we're just telling you what we would do. And we have a plan in action, but in no way is that meant to demean any other law-abiding biker club in any way if you handle it different, because I'm not with you. I'm not in your area. That is just what we have decided.
Got to do what's right for you.
Right. And I would be interested to hear from them. Maybe Don will do a response email on or a voicemail, on how they handled it. Go ahead, Matt.
And I think it may be a little different for us because we are a law enforcement club and we do have a 3-piece patch. So the way we handle it could be different from a 2-piece or an RC.
Which is a riding club for listeners that don't know what an RC is.
Thank you. So, those...
Could you explain the difference of an RC club to the audience? Because there are some listeners that don't know club talk, and so I like to... A riders club.
An MC is it's a riding club.
An MC is a 3-piece patch.
A motorcycle club. So, I don't know. The way you handle it might be differently, but we answered the way we would because we wear a 3-piece LE patch.
Correct.
So that's how we would handle it to an extent.
Beautiful patch.
Yeah, the guys did a nice job that put it together for us.
Oh man, good work.
But I think we don't get the questions that an RC or maybe a 2-piece might get because they already know who we are, because of our name, because of our patch, because of our LE. They immediately know we're an LE club, and they know we're not going to ask them. So
right.
I think that.
And I think they know we're not going to answer them.
Yeah, exactly. So
they're like, those guys are never going to answer anything.
It might, if you're not in a law enforcement club, it might be a little different.
100% law enforcement, because they do have LEs. It's just not 100%.
Well, even the Blue Knights at 10%,
right.
That's not 100% either. But we wouldn't respond to them. So anything that has an LE on it, whether you're 100% or 90%, whatever your percentage is, they know you're not going to answer them. So it might be a little different for a riding club or maybe a 2-piece, but we answered it the way we would handle it. So hopefully that helps those guys.
Very true. And I will remind our listeners, if because we are going to get into it a little bit, but in our area, we were the in this area that we live in central Washington, so to speak. We sitting in this room were some of the first, with some others, that brought the first law enforcement club ever in the history of the world to this area, and that was when we were with the Blue Knights.
Right.
We brought a chapter here. This area had never, ever seen LE Club, what it was, and then of course about a year ago we branched off and started 4 years in the Blue Knights, and then we branched off and started our own thing, and the Blue Knights chapter still exists here.
Yep.
So there's 2 now. So we started the first one, and the people in this room started the second one. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
And we did it a right way, and we presented ourselves in the right way, which is we're going to get into. It's going to help answer prong 2.
Yeah, you're right.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. So let's play the second part of Don's message.
Hit it.
And go.
The second part of my question is kind of the flip side of the same coin. I wanted to know, being a law enforcement club, did you have any problems with your agency? Again, once we started our club, we were contacted almost immediately by our administration, by our gang investigator, and by our internal affairs unit, wanting to know what we were doing and why. And if that happened to you, what you did and how you handled that situation. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to hearing some more in the future. Take care. Bye.
Alrighty. That is prong 2 of the question. So
I guess that's between you and I.
it's going to be a little bit, but Ed always has some input, because what's cool about Ed is we think from LEO minds, and he's done it in past podcasts where he asks a question and we're like, we don't even think about it.
I think
that
from
way.
the mind of Ed.
Yeah, from the mind of Ed.
That's creepy.
You've asked some legitimate
Yeah,
questions
because we don't think about them.
that I've wanted to shut you up for, and then I had to go, oh, actually, that's a good question. Sorry, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he sees it as outside of our box,
Right,
which
right.
is very small box sometimes. So
Yeah, yours is huge, too.
I know.
Floppy.
Okay,
Floppy,
that's-
too.
We're done.
A little
with
hairy.
that. Oh jeez, dude. All right, Matt, do you want to start with that, or you want me to start? I've got a lot on this.
I know you probably do.
So go ahead.
I can start. I can go back to our first club, since we've talked about the Blue Knights. When we started the Blue Knights, I was approached by some fellow officers and some,
You were? See, I didn't know this.
Sure, I was. Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't a big deal. So
Me and Matt work for separate agencies. We're
Right.
not going to discuss which agencies, but
we used to work
So-
for the same, and then
Correct.
right, and then you split off and went to a different one, and but we're still in the same area and remain close. And but I have been
Tattered and
approached.
two and a push-up, bro.
dude, I love that one. I love it.
Yes. Interrupter. He just loves the sound of his own voice.
I
Doesn't he?
kind of do.
Shut his
You
mic
do,
off.
too.
Kills Mike. So I was approached by coworkers and also by supervisors, and nobody was, especially the Blue Knights. They weren't that down on it, but they wanted to know a little bit about it. What's this deal? And because some of them, went to some training that told you that if somebody wears a 3-piece patch, they're an OMG. Well, we know that's not true. If you're a 1% club, you put it right on your vest, and there's several clubs that exist that are not 1% clubs that wear a 3-piece patch, including law enforcement clubs. So I had to educate and talk to some of my fellow officers and supervisors and say, no, look, I'm not trying to be a 1%er or a badass, or I'm not going to go out and break the laws. It's just that a 3-piece patch is a traditional patch for a motorcycle club. Obviously, the top one is your name. The middle one is your brand, if you will. And the bottom one's simply where you're from. Now, in a 1% club, that's a little bit different. The bottom patch is more of a territory, and they take that to heart. We don't claim any territory. We're not going to take...
I claim the United States of America.
Yeah, we're not going to...
Booyah.
We are not going to take the easy road out and put nomads or...
We don't have any nomads. in that club.
or
Never will.
something else that's nondescript on the bottom. We're going to put where we're from. If you see us riding down the road, you see Washington, that's simply where we're from. So it took some education
Greatest state
on
in the
my
union.
part. Now, when we switched over a year ago to the sworn few,
Did it quit after that? Did they stop asking questions? Because this is all new to me. I
did
haven't
it
talked to you
quit-
about this.
Did it quit when?
After they asked their initial questions, or did it
Yes.
go on for? Because we were there for
with the
years.
Blue Knights.
Yes, it quit after the first initial questions. Several of the guys from my agency joined because I worked on them and got them to join. I think a couple still are. Some have just dropped off. Some people join and didn't get involved, and it
wasn't because of pressure. They
Right?
just-
No, just typical. Too busy at work, too kids or whatever, and so some came and went. But there are still several members of my agency that are members of the Blue Knights across the state. But
There's a lot of guys from your agency that are.
oh yeah,
with
there's
the
a
Blue
lot.
Knights,
There's
yeah.
a lot, and I guess they get a little bit more understanding with the Blue Knights because there's not a probationary period. There's not a prospective period. If you've got a badge and a certain amount of money, you can and a motorcycle.
But how would an agency know that?
You have to tell them,
Right. See.
So I mean, it's a different kind of club. Anybody in law enforcement can join it. Now with our club, because we've decided that although we're all law enforcement officers, we're not always going to all be friends. Certainly, no matter who you are, if you're in law enforcement, I'm going to back you up and help you out. But we may not necessarily hang out off duty. So with this club, we wanted to put together a club of people that we like to hang out off duty. And we can actually get together in our group and talk very little about law enforcement because that's not necessarily the tie that binds us.
Yep.
It's the riding the motorcycles. It's the brotherhood. It's chatting.
I don't hear you guys talk about it hardly ever. Really.
Do you feel out of place?
No, I do not.
That's because we don't sit there and talk about
We leave it behind.
this car I stopped today. It's not about that. But with the Sworn Few, we purposely designed this club so that we don't have a lot of other stuff on our vests, only approved by the mother chapter. It's very minimal as far as what's on our vest.
Clean.
Very clean, yes, Ed. And it has a little bit of a different.
Sorry.
It has a little different look to it. It's with a skull and cross pistols. It's a little more ominous than the Blue Knights patch. The Blue Knights patch, for those that don't know, have it's got a winged wheel on it, which is synonymous with law enforcement motorcycle officers. So right there, I know when an officer sees that, they see that winged wheel and they know what that means. So it's obvious to them. But now they see the Sworn Few, although there's an LE on it, it may not quite be as quite obvious as the Blue Knights. So I've had to just educate again. It's just like I had to do the first time. I had to do it again. I explained to my fellow officers and my supervisors that it's just a law enforcement motorcycle club. It's a 3-piece patch, but that doesn't mean you're a 1%er. If I had a 1% on my vest, that'd be another story. I don't have that.
You wouldn't be a cop.
That's right. I would not.
It's so stupid. You know what I mean? It's just dumb.
It's crazy, but they don't understand it because they're not.
They went to one class, got brainwashed.
And how motorcycles scare the hell out of most people.
Right.
I don't know how you ride a motorcycle. What happens if your tire goes flat? What happens if you hit a rock? What if a bird flies in your face? You're gonna go down. You're gonna die. Oh my God, it's horrible.
I don't think about it.
You're right.
I just get on and ride.
Right.
I've been down.
That was very good.
But
very good.
Motorcycles do scare the people.
Yeah.
And so people that just don't know. So now you know. So I just had to do some education.
That's a lot of knowing.
It is.
I just had to do some education.
You might be a gnome.
I have not been approached by anybody in internal affairs. That's interesting that Don said that. I don't know if he has or hasn't.
No, he said he did.
He did.
They're gang investors, and I believe I know where he works. It's
I know the general area by listening to the interview that you guys did with him.
Yeah, gang investigators, IA admin. He said.
Yeah. So I guess I've been approached, not necessarily questioned. I've been approached by my coworkers, by my supervisors. The biggest thing that people have said: just be careful. Just be careful.
You be careful too.
Yeah,
that's what I tell them. You be careful too.
Let's see. You guys put on a gun every day and a badge.
Yeah.
You get in a patrol car and you pull people over and you respond to crimes, and basically put your life on the line every day. But you should be careful.
But they're not saying be careful like that. What they're meaning is they know that don't be hanging out with the guys you're not supposed to hang out with. Be careful where you go.
It's so stupid.
Like we're going to do that. We've already covered. We're not going to do that. I had a good buddy of mine who's a good buddy of yours. We used to do interdiction together back in the day. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And he just called me because he heard some of the other. He's in that investigator. He's in narcotics in particular, but he's in investigations. And he just said, "Hey, be careful, dudes. Careful what you're up to." And that's because there's some of those investigators that went to that one class
one class.
Right.
Yeah.
What are we up to? We get together and ride and educate.
Yeah.
Because I went to one class that said if you have 3-piece patch,
they got brainwashed.
Only people that wear 3-piece patch are outlaws. Only they can wear it.
They watch The Devil's Ride.
I learned
all about motorcycle clubs.
I got a pair of jeans with 3 patches on them.
Yeah. That was for me. Thank you.
So most people that have, I think the majority, 99% of the people that came to me with concern were just a little uneducated. And it took very little conversation between me and them to let them know that, hey, you know me. My integrity is above reproach, and you know that. This is how this club works. This is what we're up to. We're not hanging out with those guys. And after a conversation and a little education, they're cool with it. So it's not necessarily, I haven't had no threats. I've had nobody tell me I can't do this, can't do that. It's just been legitimate concern, maybe from uneducated about motorcycle clubs people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well said. Well said. I'm going to be a little more blunt.
Weird.
Yeah. But I'll keep it real too. But I'm just going to say out there, we are well past the day and age, or we should be, where we have officers worried about wearing a 3-piece patch or worried about just investigate criminals. Stick to that. And if you're one of those, it's very few now. It's mostly the older generation, and I guess me and Matt have been in 18 years.
You guys are the older generation.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
but even older than us.
We're getting there, aren't we? But
Yeah.
there's a lot of guys that still have that generation before us that are still hanging on.
They do. And
you guys power your patrol cars with your feet, don't you?
we might, dude. We might.
We brake with our feet. We put our feet through the floorboard and just drag our heels.
Yeah.
But I will just throw out there straight up, if you're one of those guys that still believes that a police officer that wears a 3-piece patch is somehow a criminal, then
shame on you.
You're ignorant, and I'll tell it to your face. You're ignorant. You're uneducated.
I'll tell you what. Just come talk to me.
Yeah,
give me a few minutes, and
exactly.
We'll figure it out.
Because here's what I can show you: statistics, law enforcement, motorcycle clubs. It's so rare that there's any trouble whatsoever. Where there's trouble is cops doing all kinds of other stuff. I mean, murders and rapes, and it's still not to use the 1%, but it's a small percentage of United States law enforcement, but it's not the guys in motorcycle clubs. Why aren't you worried about them? Why are you worried about the motorcycle guy? It's just a hobby, and that comes from pure ignorance and lack of education.
We're straight badasses.
Yeah. And so I'm not afraid to say that. Educate yourself, because if you really look and try to see how many law enforcement motorcycle clubs there are everywhere, get used to it. They're not going anywhere. They're here to stay. It's a legit activity. It's not criminally, there's nothing criminal about it. So educate yourself, get online, and actually show me how many stories you can find motorcycle club law enforcement officers versus other law enforcement officers getting in trouble, and it'll be like 100 to 1. So you show me where the problem is. My second thing I want to say, and you guys jump in if I spawn a thought in your noggins.
I don't want you spawning anything in me.
No, especially in my noggin.
I'm not going to spawn in here.
I see a couple spawn running around out there in your living room.
But here's what I want to say is what I wanted to touch on is that's why it's so important. Let me start by saying real quick, Don, my agency must be fairly educated, and it's a very professional agency. I'm very proud to be with them. Of course, I don't never name my agency, but
don't never do.
Yeah, don't never do. But they must be fairly educated, because I absolutely brought in the Blue Knights to that, and they have lots of members there that are Blue Knights, and there was no members of my department that were associated with Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club. I brought that to that department, and then I brought sworn few to that department, and I've never been questioned. I've never been, there's been guys that want to join.
I would agree with that, because I've been around my department and your department, and I feel it's more accepted at yours.
Absolutely. It's not even a question.
Because they're a bunch of hoodlums.
Yeah. No, they know what kind of guy I am, and
I think you have a younger.
We do. But not our admin.
No.
Not our admin.
True.
But here's, and I'm going to get a little more, like I said, a little more blunt about some of this stuff. But being real about it too is, this is where I believe, and I got asked, it was a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't about, so first of all, let me answer your question on, I've never been, we're fine. We're at about an hour and 3. Okay. But Matt's asking me how much time, but this.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
This podcast, I do it all the time to you. So don't worry about it.
Go until you're done.
Yeah, but this podcast, we're going to go a little bit longer, and that's
cool.
Okay.
All right.
No problem. Because this is a very important topic.
It is. And I apologize for interrupting.
No, it's all right. So
stop then.
The answer to your question, Don, is no. I have never had IA come to me. In fact, the funny thing is, one of our IA guys was in the club with me. So, that's out the door.
The Blue Knights.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He was in the Blue Knights. And, the second thing is, I created, the question that was asked to me a couple weeks ago is, you guys don't recruit, why is it so, and I believe it was just an email from, I should pull it up, but never mind, we're getting long on this, but why, if you don't recruit, why is it necessary to have such basically the guy was saying how awesome our website is. And why is it so professional, and why is it so out there, and you guys have YouTube videos, and that's exactly,
we have to be
that's
clear.
What I told him.
Yeah, we have to be transparent.
And it was an awesome question.
It's just like law enforcement
Right.
agency. You have to be above board and you have to be transparent.
Exactly. And the reason we did that when we started this club is that's why I don't get questions
Right.
from anybody, is
Right.
because there is nothing to hide. You can see our vest. You can get online. It tells everything we're about. People know who we're in the club. They can see videos. They know there's nothing secretive. It's when some of the clubs that I see, which I would caution, that are a little less than upfront about, and they may be doing nothing wrong. That's what gets people.
You're right.
Is not being transparent. We always said this club is going to be out there in your face, not for we don't recruit. We don't need to recruit. Everybody that has come to our club comes to us because they want to. But the reason I did that from the beginning, and obviously I have those abilities, is I built that website, and I want somebody to see that vest and immediately look us up and go, okay, that's everything I need to know about who they are. And it's the way we conduct ourselves, and so I haven't had those questions. So I would suggest that if you're a club and you're worried about that, that's why websites are so important, and social media. It's not to promote yourself. It's to show you're hiding nothing.
Right.
And to be out there and interact and be exposed, and that just takes the whole worry, I think, out of people, or that elusiveness of what's going on. Well, nothing. We do a podcast. It's separate. It's Law Abiding Biker Media, but we're out there. We got nothing to hide. We're very proud of what we're doing, and upstanding citizens. So, but if I were approached, and this is where I'm going to get a little blunt, I'll just tell you, I don't know what agencies everybody works for, but you have to understand what you have to answer and what you don't have to answer. If they came up to me and asked me, about that club, well, I don't have to answer that, whatever. I don't have to answer crap. If they ask me what church I go to, it's none of their business. I have freedom to go to what church I want. If they ask me, how's your wife, or where's, none of your business. I'm not saying I do that, but you have to be aware of what your rights are as an employee, and every agency is different. We have a union. I would certainly contact, unless you're doing something criminal, which riding a motorcycle is not criminal. It would be the same as coming up and saying, are you with the Footprinters Club? What kind of t-shirts do you guys wear? Are you with that golf club? Seriously, it's that absurd to me that somebody would come up and
This is a club.
Right. It's okay. What clubs do you belong to? What kind of t-shirts do you wear? I want to know. So I think it's a fine line for administration to, whatever agency you're with, it's a very fine line for them to, obviously there's a whole mess you can get into if somebody was doing something, criminal, there's investigations, but just to blatantly ask about it, really, just say it's none of your business. It's an off-duty activity. And that's what I do. So none of your business.
Our mom used to belong to the PEO, and we never ever.
I still don't know what
we never ever got to know.
Do you remember what it was called?
People eating ostriches.
That's what I
don't
told
know.
her. It was some club. It was a women's club that we must have been in late elementary, early junior high, and she'd never tell us what it
Never
was.
tell us that.
So,
I'm sure they were doing criminal activity.
I made it up. It's called people eating ostriches. Anyways, you're
That's
right.
the same thing. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're right. True. If push comes to shove.
Right. I'm not saying that's the path you should take, but understand your employee rights.
You should,
I would be very worried
Yeah.
if IA came up to me or admin. And,
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, but
Right.
they wouldn't do that because they respect
No,
me.
a lot of it's education, and
Right.
see, you're out there. You're honest with it. You're out
Right.
there. You don't hide it, and that's why you don't get those questions.
Exactly.
And if you do, sometimes a little education is all needed. But if it goes farther than that, you're right, dude. I mean, you get your union involved, get your rep, and
They'll stop
and go
questioning you
from there.
real quick because it's really none of their business.
But nobody
It's-
wants to go that route.
No.
you want to get along with everybody.
It's
and
your
have a
right
good
as a
time.
red-blooded American.
So, yeah, a lot of times it's just education, but you're right on the money with that.
Yep. So you have to take it on a case-by-case basis, but understand who you work for and what your union is about and all that if you're having troubles with that. But like I said, that should be long gone. And it seems to be, because there is just a flood of law enforcement clubs out there now. And there's a reason for that.
Tons.
And we're going to get into that on another podcast. But, yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Nice picture.
Hey, Matt. I still think Mom's part of a secret women's assassin club.
So I think we're wrapping that up. I was just I was just showing Ryan some pictures on Facebook from our good buddy Popeye, who is a prospective member of the North Crew. We called them up in Wenatchee.
Big River.
I don't know what he's up to.
Big River.
Apparently, he likes to not wear a shirt very often, but
he never wears. He's was a couple other guys on the river or something.
Yeah. Suck it in.
Yep.
He's got some kind of rifle in his boat, and there's a adult beverage in a boat, and I don't know if he's hunting deer, but he's got like a Bon Jovi cowboy hat on, and right underneath it says America.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're gonna have to do a little more digging into him.
Yeah, we are.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So, anyways, we're at an hour 10, which is okay. This is a really cool podcast, and I just want to thank Don Killswitch from the Tempest Riders RC. Don, if you want to do a follow-up voicemail, or if you want to tell us how you handled it and what worked for you, that would be fine too. Anybody else? We still need the 7 before we. And a lot of stuff we touched on today is just touching the surface of what we're going to get into in our 6-part series.
Barely scratched.
You don't have to be in law enforcement to be approached by your boss, by the way.
No, absolutely not. This is a law-abiding biker podcast.
I was approached by mine, and I just kind of set him straight.
Sure. Same way, probably a little education.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Right. So, if there's no last thoughts, I just, again, thank Don. Thank you. If you all want to leave voicemails, please do. They're awesome, because really this is Bikeaholics helping Bikeaholics, and you really can drive the direction of the show. 7 more voicemails, and we will start a very intensive series on exactly intensive, and it will be absolutely loaded with content about how we started our club from the ground up. But we don't even want to do that if you're not interested. So if I don't get the voicemails, then we're going to move on to other content.
We might do it in just one episode if that's the case.
We may do none.
We might just brush it.
We might brush it because I really want to do what people want to know. But we do have a lot of good content, and especially that series if people want that series. So anyways, all right. With that, I think we should probably take it on out of here, guys. We are up to 10 ratings on iTunes, which is awesome. 4.5 stars we're at. And I think, But anyways, if you guys can, please, it only takes a second. It helps so much if you guys would rate us in iTunes. I appreciate all the other feedbacks, the donations. But if you go to iTunes, it's so easy. Just give us your rating. And if you want to write something. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Please take the time to do that. And leave your voicemails, leave your messages. All right.
Hey, you showed me the number of downloads we're getting, so I would respectfully and humbly request that those individuals that are downloading take the time, if they would, please, to give us a rating.
Yep.
And be honest, 1 to 5, whatever you feel like. If it's a lower rating, give us a comment so maybe we can improve.
Yep, absolutely. We are here for you guys. We're doing this for free, guys. So any help you can give us, we really appreciate it. And I've got lots more videos and content coming out. Anyways, enough said. We are out.
Like a trout.
He finally did it. Word. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
America!
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's okay.
You just blew your crap up.
I leaned back like you told me to.
You did lean back a little bit.
Barely, like a centimeter.
Yeah, not very far. Not far enough.
America.
About blew my
America.
ears out. All right, guys. Thanks a lot again for tuning in, and make sure you listen to episode 16 too. We're going to keep pumping them out. Peace out. Keep the rubber side down.
Shiny side up.